Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about data management of cloud native workloads. My name is Anay Pathak and I'm working as advisory consultant with Dell Technologies. We will discuss about the traction with cloud native workloads are gaining in today's world. And with VMware Tanzu, I think there is a very good story when we talk about Kubernetes containers in a multi-cloud world. While we will touch base on Tanzu, Kubernetes containers, we'll also talk about challenges around enterprise grade protection and how Dell Technologies can assist in providing enterprise grade protection for cloud native workloads. Software, as you know, is eating the world. In other words, software is every organization's business, irrespective of the industry or domain you are operating. Often the depth of integration of technology into the business determines the winner in a given industry. Software architectures are rapidly shifting from a monolith of tightly coupled modules to microservices based ones, where small, self contained, and independent pieces of functionality can be built and deployed with much greater agility at scale and with higher availability. We see this change in software deployment from a bare metal where you had OS and an app running on top of it to a virtualized world. And it took some time from people to shift from bare metal to virtualized. And now we see a lot of traction towards containerized, where the infrastructure, which is compute, network, storage, is shared in a containerized manner. And we would touch base on some of the trends when it comes to container or Kubernetes adoption as we progress. Let's discuss what's the difference between containers and Kubernetes. Everything is driven by the app. The app is defining how things are created and deployed. Infrastructure as code, the reliance on infrastructure and code agility is dominating today's DevOps practices. This is a positive outcome in that it is more agile, it's non-destructive. However, it negates the need for developers to be aware of their IT infrastructure. Therefore, developers are now paying attention to what IT needs are. Containers with Kubernetes is the leading orchestration tool that customers are adopting to deliver cloud native workloads. Trend slide demonstrate the growth in containers in Kubernetes. Rapid digital growth has meant that organizations need to adopt agile development framework in order to build apps quickly and reliably. The way that they are going, that is by adoption of container and containerized application, we demonstrate the growth in container with statistics from IDC and Gartner. More than half of container instances will be deployed in the data center by 2023. 85% of the global organizations will be running containerized app in production by 2025. Also, by 2025, 2/3 of enterprises will be deploying code daily. Key takeaway here is that while cloud native is technically just another workload, it is changing the world. Therefore, we are at a critical turning point in which developers and IT owners need to partner to maintain their IT infrastructure. And as we talk about container becoming production ready and business critical application running on a containerized workload, data management becomes even more important and a critical element of the overall ecosystem. Application transformation is driving the adoption of Kubernetes. An application once consisted of a few virtual machines are now moving beyond virtual machines. Kubernetes data protection is ever challenging because we are now talking about moving from a monolith app, VM, bare metal architecture to a microservices apps-based architecture where every container is using a different database. And in an example, we are showing that pricing would probably use Another database, currency, would use NoSQL, and ordering would use another database, right? So we are not talking about a single monolithic shared database, but we are talking about application in a containerized format which are using these database independently, which are hosted in a microservices based architecture. And that is where we're talking about production ready workloads running in form of containers. VMware Tanzu has done a fantastic job with run, build, manage approach of modern application, right from the user interface to managing VM and containers from a single pane of glass to a consistent policy, cloud native construct where you can run containers in a multi-cloud world, seamless migration, intrinsic security. And on top of it, we partner with VMware Tanzu to provide enterprise class data protection. VMware Tanzu runs across our portfolio when it comes to Dell Technologies Cloud Platform or on a VxRail platform, HCI, where VMware vSphere with Tanzu on VxRail, or composable systems, which includes VMware vSphere 7 with Tanzu on a PowerEdge server. We are committed to provide enterprise-grade seamless data protection for Tanzu with PPDM, which is Power Protect Data Manager. With Power Protect Data Manager and Kubernetes, it enables enterprise to meet business continuity and compliance requirements around stateful container-based application running at scale on public and private Kubernetes deployment. PPDMs, as we call it, solution would provide enterprise IT and DevOps team with much needed operational discipline and peace of mind when handling day-to operation use case like backup, recovery, cloud migration, and disaster recovery. Persistence. Although the idea of transient application and ephemeral data are attractive, they are technological ideals that do not completely fit in the real world. Enterprise business requirements. Let's see why. You need compliance, you need efficiency, you need fault domains and value-added services like cyber recovery, security, copy data management, DR, and business continuity if you want to run business critical workload in a Kubernetes or a container-based environment. With Power Protect Data Manager, we provide enterprise-grade protection. And what does enterprise-grade means? Simple management via GUI, REST API, or native kubectl commands. Policy-based protection, scale and performance to meet the requirement of production workloads, meet your RTO, RPOs, SLAs, and backup window and restore windows which you have committed to the business. Source and target-based deduplication, because storage is not cost effective. And to make storage cost effective, you need to enhance your performance and as well as show savings on the storage, which would be powered by deduplication, which is one of the key metrics in the overall enterprise data protection provided by Dell Technologies. And agentless app consistency. So while we are talking about running business critical workload in a containerized environment, we are also talking about protecting them, giving you a seamless migration approach, which enables business continuity, disaster recovery, and providing additional security features, adding the value of cyber resiliency on top of the overall platform, which is provided by us. Expanding the enterprise Kubernetes protection for all the next-gen apps, we have feature-rich performance, feature-rich graphical user interface, which gives you application consistency, backups, lifecycle management, guest cluster protection, migration capability, protection of major K8 distribution, including VMware Tanzu guest clusters, PKGI, OpenShift, and so on. We are built on top of Project Velero, which is already renowned when it comes to container-based snapshot and how it enables container-based snapshot in a multi-cloud world. VMware Cloud Native concepts, I would like to talk about persistent volume, first-class disk, and we are built to protect these persistent volume or the first class disks, which are basically the virtual disk that is not associated with the VM. When we talk about Tanzu and Power Protect, we support cloud native storage, which is CNS, any distribution of Kubernetes. We support full as well as incremental backups when it comes to supporting protection of VMware Tanzu. VMware Tanzu Kubernetes Grid TKG Essentials, which we call as PKS, is supported. We also support PKG Integrated, which we call as Enterprise PKS. And we also enable protection for VMware Tanzu guest clusters along with the interoperability with Tanzu Mission Control. So basically trying to attach to the complete run, build, manage approach of VMware Tanzu and providing data management capability on top of it. Dell Technologies Data Protection provides the most advanced data protection for Kubernetes workloads by giving uniform data governance, which is a single pane of glass for management covering the entire landscape and giving you the seamless policy-driven management. Application awareness, because now the production workloads are running in a Kubernetes platform, on a container-based platform, and we need to make sure we are providing application consistent protection for the business critical application. Workflows which can be used with multiple roles. If you want to use these workflows for backup and restore as a Kubernetes admin, you can be in control of your data along with the infrastructure admin or the backup admin. And last but not the least, how to protect these workloads in a multi-cloud world across Azure, AWS with the power of Power Protect Data Domain Virtual Edition running in the cloud, right? So we support native kubectl API and all the other possible ways to give you full control of data when it comes to backup, restore, or cyber resiliency. And Dell Technologies is already number one when it comes to data protection, appliances, and software, as per the latest IDC results, which were announced in June 2021. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I wish you a very happy VM world. Enjoy your learning in the VM world. And if you want to get in touch, stay in touch on LinkedIn or Twitter. Thank you so much.